welcome. This is part one of our Sisterhood Presidents virtual orientation. Just a couple housekeeping things. Well, the first housekeeping thing I'm going to do is to mute everybody. Hold on one second. Mute all. Yes. And now I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Well, welcome. All right. So as you heard, this call is being recorded. And I have you all muted, but you can unmute yourselves when I call on you. The chat is open, so please use the chat for any questions. You don't have to take extreme notes. I will be sending out both the recording and a PDF version of the PowerPoint, so you can focus tonight. And if any of you need printed copies and you're unable to do that, I can get those to you. So if you want, we want to start with introductions. I'm going to ask you all to unmute as I call your name and tell us your name, your sisterhood, where it's located, and are you a continuing or a new president? Now, there are a number of our executive committee members and some of the area directors I asked to join us tonight. The ones who aren't joining us tonight will join us at part two, because I want you to be able to put faces with who they are. So Helene, why don't we start with
Jeanette,
you?
can you just stop sharing the screen so everybody can see everyone?
I was about to do that.
Thank you.
Okay, Helene.
My name is Helene Herman, not to be confused with Helene Norman, who is our president. I am the EVP. I will be coming in as president, and because of the way that our sisterhood is run at Temple Beth Torah Sherate Tzedek down in Tamarack, Stormy, Florida, with branches dropping in front of my house. We have our transition in January. So I will be coming in January, but Helene Norman is the current president and I'm the executive vice president. One Helene and one Helene. Very confusing, but thank you very much. Well, good to see everybody and good to be here.
Ella?
I'm Ella Bender, Temple B'nai Jacob, Wellington, Florida. I just keep continuing as president.
Okay, thank you, Ella. It's always good to see you. Renee.
Hi, everyone. I'm Renee Kessler. I'm a continuing part of the Presidium. There's actually 4 of us that act as the role of president at Temple Beth David and Palm Beach Gardens.
Anita.
I'm Anita Schick. I'm Sisterhood President of Temple Torah Emet in Boynton Beach. I was co-president this past year with Ruth Jatkoff, and this coming year I will be on my own.
Thank you, Anita. Judy.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Judy Berger, and I'm continuing on as president of Beth Torah in North Miami Beach, and I'm also a past board member of the region.
Executive committee member. Yes. Deb, I'm going to skip over you for right now. Eileen.
Hi, I'm Eileen Barberry. I had been an Area 1 director, and I'm now region parliamentarian from Congregation Beth Shalom in Clearwater, Florida.
So Eileen is going to be one of the people, if you redo your bylaws, that you will be in touch with. Shula.
Hi, I'm Shula Fleischer. I'm from B'nai Torah Congregation in Boca Raton, Florida. I was just installed last night.
Beryl. Beryl. You're still muted.
Can you guys hear me?
No, you're muted.
Okay, just want to make sure.
There you
Okay,
go.
am I unmuted?
You are unmuted.
Beryl Goldberg. I'm incoming treasurer of Florida region. And I'm also financial secretary of my sisterhood, Temple Torah Temet.
Nancy Goldberg.
Hi, I'm Nancy Goldberg. I'm the incoming Torah Fund Chair, Torah Fund Vice President for the region, past treasurer, also co-president with Susan Wintonsky, who was on here, I think, at Sisterhood Kolisha in Boca Raton.
Thank you, Nancy. Cheryl.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Glickman. I'm continuing on for another 2 years as president at Temple Beth Shalom in Sarasota. And we had our first in-person board meeting today.
Lovely. Barbara Shepherd.
Hi. First of all, it's always, I feel like it's really good to see these faces and names and match you all up with your names on the screen. I am acting president of Congregation Beth Shalom, finishing off a second term and desperately trying to replace myself, which is it's a wonderful thing to think about. Not so easy to do. I'm sure that none of you all have that problem, right? Yeah.
Never.
Okay. I hear you, Ella. I hear you. Thank you, Jeanette. And good to see everybody. Thank you.
And Barbara is also the membership area support vice president for the region. So you, all the sisterhood presidents, will be hearing a lot from Barbara and her team. And we'll go over that a little bit later.
Perfect.
Robin, it's great to see you.
Hi, great to see you. I'm sorry that everything's not there. My name is Robin Baldanza. I'm co-president of Temple Israel in Ormond Beach, Daytona Beach, Florida. And I was there last year and this year we're doing stuff and interesting situation. If anyone knows anyone that needs pews, chairs, and all that stuff, please let me know.
Robin is actually co-president of our only joint Reform Conservative sisterhood. The synagogues sort of merged. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's why she's telling you about furniture that's available.
That's right.
She has some different challenges than the rest of us, but good challenges. Marcy.
Well, just, can I say something?
Yes.
We just had our second thing. We had a game day today, and we had some people from the other temple coming, and it was very successful. Just to let you know.
That's great. Marcy.
Hi, I'm Marcy Adler. I'm president of the Women's League of Temple Bethel in West Palm Beach. I retired from working about 5 years ago, and I said, what can I do to help? And I found out that the board that had been elected earlier that year had all resigned. And we were undergoing an attempt to resuscitate. And another woman and I agreed to be co-presidents in September that year. We got permission to be co-presidents from the temple president. Later, we got ourselves elected for a 2-year term. And then when that term was up, another woman and I were co-presidents, and we were elected for a 2-year term. And when that ended, we were in the middle of COVID, and I suggested everybody just extend 1 more year. So I will soon have been president for 5 years. And we had elections in May, and I could not persuade anybody to even be co-president with me this year. So I will, in July 1, I will start to be the sole president of the Women's League for 2 more years. And I'm hoping that when we gather in person, I will be able to develop leadership and maybe get someone else to succeed me.
Thank you, Marcy. A nice retirement. We appreciate it. Mona.
Hi, I'm Mona Haas. Like many of you, I have been a past president of a sisterhood at Beth Israel. It was in Cooper City, Florida. The only reason that I was not continuing on in that position is my synagogue sort of merged. It ended and merged with the one I belong to now, B'nai Aviv in Weston, Florida. Okay, I am the Florida Region Communications VP for the past 3 years, and I've continued in that position.
And we are very thankful. Susan,
Hi. Well, there's two of us. Which one do you want?
Susan Mark.
Here I am.
There's three of you.
Oh, well, here I am. I don't know how to make me bigger, but
Susan Mark.
I'm Susan Mark. I'm from Temple Beth David in Palm Beach Gardens and one of the 4 presidiums with Renee Kessler as president. But I was sisterhood president probably around 25 years ago. So of the same temple. So now we're in a new era.
I understand that. Yep.
Thank you, Susan. Roberta.
Hi, everybody. I am Roberta Bear. I am president of Colamy in Tampa. I am going on my 3rd year as president. I just got somebody to take my place as Torah Fund chair, and I do the programming. Though I do have 18 people on my board, I still am completely busy.
Wow.
Susan Weiss. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay, yes, okay, now we got the right Susan here.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Susan Weiss. I'm the president of Temple Beth Am, which is in Margate/Carl Springs, Florida. I have an interesting history with being the president. I was actually president 16 years ago.
Oh.
And then 3 years ago, Maxine Schmolwitz came about. She was also president before too. She came on again and she asked if I would be co-president. That was 3 years ago. And then last year she said, now it's on you. So now this is my 2nd year. I'm the president, and I'm hoping maybe by next year I can get a co-president and pass it on to somebody else, but we'll see. It's been strange times, so we didn't want to upset the situation as it is now. And we're just hoping to get back in person if we're lucky this year.
I have a question.
Yes, Robin.
Okay. I have a co-president who is not Jewish, but her husband is. And I feel, because I have some illnesses, that it's better to have a co-president to let it go down to heck. Did I do this right or wrong? You guys tell me.
Well, you have a unique situation. So
Right.
in your congregation as it is, so I don't think there's a right or wrong in what you're doing there.
Okay.
Robin, put your email in the chat and I will I'll get in touch with you.
I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry to say that.
I'll get it from Jeanette.
I'll send it to you, Deb, and Robin's been mentored by someone on the Women's League board as
Right.
well.
Great, good.
Because
Linda?
I'm, trying.
Linda?
Hey, everybody. I'm Linda Bobroff. I am co-president with Connie Stern of Sisterhood at Congregation B'nai Israel in Gainesville. And we are going into our 3rd year, July 1st, as co-presidents. We had a little situation that we had a great nominating committee, and we have 6 new board members coming on board in July, 5 of whom are young women with children from very young children through high school. So very ages, but a younger cohort. Which is very exciting. We're really thrilled about that. But we could not get anybody in the past couple of years to be president-elect or president. So we are staying on, and we're going to do our best to at least get somebody to step into president-elect for next year, because I don't think I want to do this forever. But it's great, and it's great to be here and to see faces and to learn what you all are doing. Thanks.
We're happy to have you, Linda. Jennifer.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Schreiber. I am from Temple Israel in Winter Springs, Florida, part of Orlando. And I am starting my first solo year as president, but last year I was co-president, but I did a lot of the programming and a little bit of education as well as being president. So again, it's going to be similar to that this year, but I've gotten some other people to agree to help me out with some of the programming stuff. So yay me.
Okay.
So yeah, that's me.
Thank you. Karen, did you introduce yourself already?
No.
I didn't think so, because people bounced around a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm Karen Cohen Morse, and this is like my second go round with Sisterhood. I was very active, and other than being president, I held almost every position when my children were younger. And now I am co-president of the Jacksonville Jewish Center Sisterhood group. And let's see, Roberta Bear, my daughter Macy is the youth director at your shul.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, so that's my girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm co-president with Margie Holzer. Hopefully she will decide to do it again next year with me.
Jill? Are you talking?
Who did you just say?
Jill.
Oh, me. Oh,
You.
I said Burl. Hi, I'm Jill Tomar. I know quite a number of you. I'm the immediate past president of the region, but I am, my position on the board right now, I am Area 3 area director. My sisterhood is B'nai Israel in Gainesville, Florida, but also I live in Chicago now, so it's on Chemet in Chicago, Illinois. So, but I'm still staying active in Florida region and a member.
Thanks, Jill. Adrian. Adrian, you're muted.
Okay, Adrian Plotkin. I'm from Beth Torah Benny Rock campus in North Dade, and I'm on my Sisterhood Executive Board, and my position is membership. As in the Florida region, I am Sisterhood Support, Area Code 5.
Area code? Oh, I like that.
Area director. Area director, sorry.
So both Adrian and Jill, and there's a couple, and our area directors that work on Barbara's team. I'm going to show our organizational chart, but look at their faces, because if you're in their areas, those are the people you're going to be speaking with. My screen bounced all over the place. So who did I miss?
You missed
Susan.
Margie and Susan.
Susan?
Kathy.
Kathy disappeared.
Margie and Susan with
Yeah,
Witonski.
I asked Susan to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Susan Witonski, where I'm from Boca Raton, Florida, Nancy Goldberg, and I have been co-presidents, and we're continuing on as co-presidents. We're hoping to build a stronger sisterhood this year. We have some challenges, but we're doing well.
Okay, Margie was on, I'm not seeing her. Did she go off? All right, is there anyone else on that I missed? Okay. Deb Bruce is joining us today. She is our International Women's League consultant. Deb, you want to introduce yourself formally?
Yep, sure. I am from Consulting Services. I live in Massachusetts. I have been a consultant for probably about 5 years. I'm past North Atlantic Region Torah Fund VP and past North Atlantic Region President. And right now I am on the Women's League Board as recording secretary, although being a consultant really is the job I love the best. I was the consultant for your conference a couple months ago, and it was an amazing experience working with quite a few of you here and working with the rest of the committee. And I am right now here to help you be successful in your positions as sisterhood president, co-president, presidium, or whatever leadership position you're in for your sisterhood. And when I put up my slides, I'll have my email address. I am free to, any questions you have at all, you can email me if you don't want to bring it up tonight, or you can bring it up tonight, but I'm here for any help at all. If you think of something, just write my email down and I'm always available. So I'm going to let Jeanette finish and then I'll take over.
Okay, thank you. So I am going to, okay, I just got a message from Kathy. Hold on one second. She got knocked off. She's going to try to come back on. And we'll remind you, I think most of you know who Kathy is. All right, so we already did this screen, and this is Deb Bruce's email address, and we will share that again later on. Okay, I got to get my pictures out of my way here. Hold on one second. There we go. All right, just quickly, and you'll get much more of this. This is the professional leadership in Torah Fund without the administrative support staff. Debbie Cantor-Goldich, who's our international president, Rabbi Ellen Wallensfield, who's our executive director, Rabbi Margie Sella, who was recently hired as our Women's League program programs coordinator, and Barbara Esring, who's our International Torah Fund chair as a volunteer from the International Board, and Lisa Paul, who's the Torah Fund executive director. So you'll get much more information over time about who's who, because there's a lot of people. So I'm going to quickly go over this umbrella chart, this organizational chart. This is part of our organizational chart because there's a lot more down here that we'll go into on separate screens. So working on the executive, this is the executive committee. Kathy Swerdlow will now chair our past presidents council. We have Alicia Rudin as our administrative secretary. Ann Schimberg is public policy, and that is misspelled. Jody Glass is our fundraiser. Beryl Goldberg, who's on tonight, is our treasurer financial secretary. And we have representatives to the International Women's League Board. And then we have our parliamentarian, Eileen, who's joined us tonight. Kathy, who's trying to get back on, who's the immediate past president. We have an education programming vice president who will be reaching out to you with her. She and her team will be reaching out to the sisterhood presidents. Nancy Goldberg, who's joined us tonight, is our vice president of Torah Fund. Mona, who's here, is communications. And then Barbara Shepard, who's here, is sisterhood support / membership. And you will probably be hearing the most from Barbara's team. And working with me are the immediate past president, that Kathy then takes on nominating committee chair, and I mentioned Eileen is our parliamentarian. So our vice president of education programming, Shelley, has quite a few people she works with. We have our region conference chairs for 3 years from now. Our mitzvot chair, Summer Fairman, Israel chair, Ellen Jad, who's currently, if she got on her plane on Sunday, is in Israel, and she is hoping to have the opportunity while she's there. We have 2 sister kahilot, and she's hoping to meet with those because we are hoping that you as sisterhood presidents will begin to reach out to our communities in Israel to do some joint programming. Temple Emmanuel in Palm Beach did a Yom HaAtzmaut program this year jointly with one of our kahilot in Israel. So the job there is to educate about Israel, but we now have an opportunity to do some specific programming. Ritual chair Sally Silverman, and our Wheels Retreat Shabbaton. We change around what it is. It used to be our bus trip that we took, and then it was a cruise. Our chairperson for that is Terry Jonas, and those all fall under education and programming. So now we have Barbara and sisterhood support and membership. And working with her is Joan Lefkowitz, who does consulting services. And Deb is going to talk about that a little bit more because it's a very important resource. Deb's going to talk about that, I think, next week. And then we have within our region, far more than any other region, we have individual members, people who don't live near a synagogue or don't belong to a synagogue necessarily, but want to be affiliated with Women's League. And as that number grew, we asked Carol to take on responsibility for communicating with them and keeping them engaged. And Deb is also going to talk about how some of these people can fit into your affiliate sisterhoods. Once they are an individual member, they are entitled to go to sisterhood events at individual sisterhoods. So Deb's going to address that as well. So now we have 5 area directors, and these are the people that will be working with you. So area 1, Ronnie, I spoke to earlier, was still in her office. And you can see the synagogues. She has the 6 synagogues on the west coast of Florida that are that she's responsible to. So please, when you hear from Ronnie, or if you need something, be in touch with your area director, and we'll make sure you have that information. Area 2 is Jill, and you can see she's taking over Central up into Gainesville and across to Ormond Beach. So she is the Ormond Beach area director as well. Area 3 is open. If you know of someone that's interested, we may have someone, but it involves many of the synagogues in Palm Beach County, and a little bit of Broward County in South Florida. So for those of you in Tamarack and Margate, we're working on it. It's being shared by a couple people in the interim. Karen Weiner might be on. She had a board meeting in her development that she was at. But Karen has the other parts of Palm Beach County, the synagogues from Palm Beach Gardens over to Palm Beach and Green Acres and Wellington and West Palm. And area 5, Adrienne is on. She has the south part of the region, which includes B'nai Aviv, which is in Weston, and then Beth Torah in North Miami Beach, Beit Shira in Miami, and Temple Sinai in Hollywood. And we do have a congregation in Cuba as well, but there's no area director communicating. We don't have a lot of communication with them. We hope to increase that as well. And under working with Nancy Goldberg, who's on the call, who's our Torah Fund Vice President. Again, we have the same 5 areas. Joan Browd from Sarasota has area 1. Area 2 is Susie Stone, and if she hasn't got on, she was one of the ones stuck in the thunderstorm driving from the beach. Area 3 is Sheila Trossman, and those are those same congregations. She's a member at B'nai Torah congregation in Boca. Area 4 is Ellen Levy, and these are her congregations. Area 5 is Etta Epstein, who's from Beth Torah B'nai Rock in North Miami Beach. And so those congregations, those areas, all the congregations between the Torah Fund area directors and the membership support area directors are the same congregations. And these are very key important people because there's an important that we communicate. Okay, so under working with Mona Haas's team under communications, and this is our Florida Region Shabbat Shalom newsletter, our constant contact, and then we have our website that Michelle Graybash manages, and our social media as well, which includes Facebook, which I'll talk about a little bit more later. So working in communication. So that's our organizational structure very quickly, but I hope that visual helped you a little bit. Every week, except for every other week for part of July and August, we have every Friday morning at 6:15, and your inbox should be the Florida Region Shabbat Shalom. If you are not getting it, and if your members are not getting it, you need to be in touch with Mona. Here is her email. Mona will work with you on making sure that everybody receives it. There is an unbelievable amount of good information in there. There are programs that sisterhoods share that they invite anyone to join in with them, and there's also some additional information that comes out as part of Women's League Week that we repeat in there for those who might not get Women's League Week. So it's a fabulous place to be, a thing to get, and I really encourage you. We also encourage you, if you are doing programs, last year with all the Zoom, this past year, a lot of sisterhoods shared their programs. This is a great place to share it and share the information for people to register. I know that Roberta shared from Colombia and Tampa, and I attended many of their programs. TBTST and Tamarack, Temple Beth Torah Shaare Tzedek, they also shared many of their programs. So please, we encourage you, if you're doing a hybrid and Zoom is available, share the information. The one thing Mona asks is that it be in a PDF or doc format, because she will put the date information with the link. And we want to have photos from your programs and events, so share those as well. All of that goes to Mona. Many of you already received this, but I want to remind you that the wonderful Women's League calendar diaries are ready to be sent out in early July. There's a discount for 10 and more. This is the link. Kathy sent out an email quite a while ago, but you can also go on the Women's League website and you can link and place your order. But if it's more than 10, be in touch with Razel, it'll be less. So it's a great thing to get for your boards. It's a great thing to get to sell to your sisterhoods. It's a calendar diary. It's got, I don't have mine right next to me right now, but it has weekly and daily calendars, so that for those of you who keep hard copies, it also has wonderful information, contact information, Jewish information, and it's about this big. I'm really sorry, I had it here and I moved it. Every year it's made afresh, so it's a Jewish calendar year diary. It actually goes all the way through till September of 2022. So it's a little bit more than 5782. So it's a great thing to order, and they're very inexpensive. And they're wonderful to have. So this year is going to be a hybrid year. We're going to be together on Zoom, as some of us has mentioned, in person on Zoom. And I know that's a little more challenging than just Zoom, but I think it's going to make for a fabulous year as things open up bit by bit. Mark your calendars. And again, another reminder to let Mona know if you're not getting the Shabbat Shalom. How many of you get Women's League Week? Women's League Week, Deb, will you address how they opt in later when we get to that? Women's League Week is put out almost weekly. It is chock full of information, program information. It's put out by International Women's League, and it is full of program information, social action information, and when your member information is put in, it can check that you can opt in. If you don't get it, let me know. And we'd like all of your members to get it because it is filled with information. And a reminder, don't forget to wear your Torah Fund pins. Wear them on Zoom, wear them on Zoom, wear them all the time if you have them. Upcoming events, I'm going to be announcing in the near future the Region Board of Directors meetings, and all the sisterhood presidents are part of the Region Board of Directors. November 14th is our Sherry Sukel Memorial Torah Fund Day of Study. It's always a fabulous event. We're kind of holding to see if it's going to be, and it will definitely be on Zoom. It's a question whether it will be a hybrid in person and on Zoom. We're just kind of holding our breath and hoping things get a little bit better and that we can confidently schedule a synagogue that it will be located at. In February, we're going to do a one-day fun day or a Shabbaton that hasn't been decided. And then there'll be some, this is not a conference here, there will be some kind of spring region program. In addition, we'll be offering other programs on Zoom. We have a partnership with Shosheret, as many of you know. If you don't know about Shosheret, we'll talk about that in the future a little bit more. But we encourage you to do programs on Shosheret. With Shosheret, we'll be doing something on a region level, and there'll be other kinds of programs that will be regional Zoom programs, like Israel programs, things like that. And we'll be announcing those in the Florida region Shabbat Shalom. But there will also be emails going out to you sisterhood presidents asking you to please share with your membership. And then you might get a follow-up from your area director. So Women's League website, and you'll be getting all of this, the Torah Fund website. And again, don't forget to like Women's League on both Facebook, and Florida Region WLCG on Facebook as well. And my contact information, which you have because you've been getting emails, but I really ask you to invite me, your area directors, the appropriate region vice presidents to your events, whether they're in person or virtual. Let us know how we can help. Call with questions, concerns, brainstorming, but let us know where we can help. And thank you. Thank you for what the responsibilities, the work you've done in the past, and what you're planning on doing over what you're going to be doing over the next year or 2 years. And I am going to now stop sharing and turn the yes.
A lot of the things that Jeanette shared with you, not the positions, but like the calendar, how to sign up for WL Weekly, how to sign or the Florida Region Shabbat Bulletin. Those are all within our bulletin. So if you don't even get Jeanette's PowerPoint, it's all in there. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. Deb, I'm handing the program over to you.
Okay, all right, so I'm going to be sharing from, hold on, my slideshow a little bit from the beginning. I know I will not get to everything, so this is what it's going to be. But this, now, can you all see it? Because when you're on Zoom and you have host, it looks really weird.
Yes,
Doesn't it, Jeanette?
yes,
It looks
we
really
can
strange.
see it. We can
Okay,
Yeah,
see
so
it.
if you're shaking your head, Deb and I couldn't see it when we have our full screen shared. So,
right. So once I
just either
start this, I
type in the
can't see
chat.
anybody.
I'll monitor the chat for Deb, or yell out.
Okay, so great. So so this is, let me just go back here. Okay, so this is, and I do actually have all the stuff is sitting here in the middle of, there we go. All right, we'll try that. Okay, so this, again, you know, this is Florida Region, and I am Deb Bruce. I'm your consultant. And, whoa, okay, a beautiful picture of me. I love Photoshop. And like I said, I'm a past president, a past Torah Fund VP. I can say I was a sisterhood president, but a little story about that very quick, because I know that we are really spent a lot of time already talking, but I was sisterhood president, and I used to bring my newborn daughter with me and nurse her during the meetings. And that newborn daughter is 7 months pregnant now with her first child. She's been living in Israel for 10 years. So I was sisterhood president, but many years ago, like 30 something years ago. But I've been everything else, and I've been in several different sisterhoods, and I'm on synagogue boards and Women's League boards. So sisterhood and Women's League mission, you should always have a mission statement. And Women's League mission statement is, mission of Women's League for Conservative Judaism is to strengthen and unite synagogue women's groups, their members and individual members, support them in mutual efforts to understand and perpetuate conservative Masorti Judaism in the home, synagogue, and community, and to reinforce their bonds with Israel and with Jews worldwide. Women's League accepts the Jerusalem program, which is the platform of the World Zionist Organization. And a little bit about, I'm just going to make this a little smaller, if I can do that. Okay. All right. A little bit about some of those things I just said. This is a list here, and I know it's very small, but you're going to have this in a hard copy that you're going to be sent to after this meeting. But a little bit about what Women's League is involved with. By you paying your sisterhood dues, you become a member of Women's League. And being a member of Women's League gets you involved in all these Jewish organizations. To enrich Jewish life, organizations such as National Remark Commission, American Jewish Historical Society, the Jewish Museum, the Jewish Women's Archives. To support Israel, Masorti Foundation and for Conservative Judaism in Israel, Merkaz USA, Merkaz Canada, Masorti congregations as what they're called Kahilo, which Jeanette had mentioned, you have association with 2 of them in Israel, Neve Hana Village for Children and Youth. That's a very interesting program that we support. It's part of the conservative movement. You can look it up on the website. To encourage social responsibility, Women's League is involved with the Jewish Council for Public Affairs, with Justice for Jews from Arab countries, the State Department for non-governmental agencies. I support the girls. And to perpetuate Jewish education, we have several Jewish seminaries, the Jewish Theological Seminary in New York, where your Torah Fund money goes towards the Jewish Theological Seminary in New York, along with going towards helping to support the Ziegler School of Rabbinic Studies in Los Angeles, Schechter Institute in Jerusalem, Seminario Rabbinico Latino Americano in Buenos Aires, and the Zacharias Frankel College in Germany. We're also associated with the United Synagogue, the Judaism Federation of Jewish Men's Clubs, Masorti Olami, etc. So your small amount of dues that you pay goes towards supporting all these Jewish educations, these Jewish organizations. One of the most important pieces of literature resource that you're going to have as a sisterhood president is the Sisterhood Advisor. Now, if you're a continuing sisterhood member, you may already have a copy of the Sisterhood Advisor. However, as of right now, it has been completely reformatted and completely updated to be relevant to what we're doing right now, as far as some of our virtual programs and everything else. It's up to date as of today. So at the end of today's program, I'm going to be sending out to everyone a PDF file of this, and you can print it out on your own. It's better than just us putting it in the mail. It's a lot easier. And it's easy if you have it online also, because then you can always just look it up when you're talking to someone. So this is just the front page. It has some of the contact information about Women's League.
Deb, let me know when you want me to share to show where it is on the website.
Okay, right here is just a table of contents, and if you just look it over quickly, this is some of the stuff that is in that Women's League, the Sisterhood Advisor. There are things such as what an executive committee does, the board of directors, building your sisterhood, consulting services. We're going to touch on a little of that today, but I'm not going to touch on a lot of it, because if you actually can read it in black and white, sometimes it's much easier for you to process it. So Jeanette, why don't you, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute, and why don't you bring up the website and show them where they can click to download that.
So this is the opening page of the Women's League website, which has been redone. We don't even need to go into the login, into the member login up in the corner. Just scroll down, and when you see Sisterhood Presidents, click Learn More. It's right on the front page of Women's League, the Women's League website. And right there, you see where I'm pointing, is the Sisterhood Advisor, and you can download it right there. And Deb, you wanted to talk a little bit more about this.
Okay, right. While you're on this this page, there'll be an ability to to click where it says click here to join. What you're joining here is what is called the Women's League Presnet. What it is a support group of all the sisterhood presidents in all of Women's League, in all of North America, all 13 regions. There are hundreds of women that are on this, hundreds and hundreds of women that are on this, and you can go in there and ask any question you want at all. It is only for sisterhood presidents. So your region president, your region officers are not on it. It is monitored by someone who is the chairperson, Toby Mazer, who is the chairperson of Presnet. And you will find the support of your peers. It's really great to get the support from someone from consulting services, from your area director, from Jeanette, but it also is very important to get the feedback and the information that you may need from someone who's been through it, another sisterhood president. So make sure if you're not already a member of Presnet, click here on that front page to join, and you will see, you will be able to sign up right there. Also, if you look down a little bit further, you'll see where it says members only site. And when you click there, you'll actually be brought into what is the password protected resources that are available only to sisterhood or Women's League members, individual members, sisterhood members, any of the affiliate members. Every person who has access to that all people who have access to that may have access to different parts. For example, Jeanette has access to region information that you may not have. You have access to sisterhood information that I may not have, since I'm not a sisterhood president. So make sure you go in there and start learning your way around there, because it's really a wealth of information. There are probably 1,000 programs on there. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You go on there and you can find programs for every single theme, every Jewish holiday, every Shabbat Parsha, and it really is a wealth of information. So Jeanette, do you want to have something
Yes,
continue?
I'm gonna show you as well, the upper corner here, you can also log in. You're gonna keep seeing Raisel's name. You heard Raisel's name already 3 times in my presentation. Here it is again. Raisel's the administrative assistant, office manager. Raisel knows everything. But Raisel will help you get through this. And one of the things that as sisterhood presidents, you may or may not see the list that I'm going to show you now, because if you were not a president and you haven't updated the position list that we're going to show you, or you were not a data manager, some sisterhoods have more than one person who updates their membership list, you won't be able to get in, and Raisel will help you do that. But what you may have to do is go to your old people who did it, your former people, and have them change it. So when you click, or you click in the upper corner on login, you're gonna get this. And I'm gonna log in so we can get to that portion. Oops, well, if I actually write everything. So if you don't have a login, you're gonna have to be in touch with Raisel. Okay, so everyone will see this top line. Are you all seeing this? Deb, can you see it?
I can.
Yes,
Jeanette, if you click on update my profile, I can show them where they have to click in order to get that Women's League week. All right, this is all your information. If you come down to where that blue go down. Okay, where that blue check mark is, if you check that, your email address will go to the email list that will send you the weekly emails. And that's something that also is very important for you to read and to pass on that information to your sisterhood.
What blue check mark do you see that I'm not seeing?
Go up higher, go up higher, go up higher, go up higher. See
Oh,
that
right
blue
here,
check mark?
right here. Where you put your email in, it says, I wish to receive periodic email updates from Women's League, and you check that.
All right, now you can go back. That's all I want to say here. That's all I want to say about that.
And I hope I don't. Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so if you log in and you don't see this, you're not listed as the sisterhood president yet. I spoke to Debbie Kanner Goldich earlier today, and she asked that I please emphasize to you that Raizel will walk you through the whole thing if you don't know how to do it, if you don't know how to enter the names. But the most important thing she said, besides that, Raizel has the patience of a saint, and she will absolutely help you through it if you don't know what to do. But it's very important when you list your sisterhood positions that every position is filled in. So if you only have a financial secretary, make sure you put that same person under treasurer as well. That's as an example. You want me to go into the sisterhood position list?
No, because we're going to be out of time in a few minutes, and we promised them only about an hour. So
okay,
we can get more into that later on. Or, somebody we have a lot of continuing members, continuing presidents, and that may already be a little redundant for them. So let's continue. Did you want to go on anything else here? Or do you want me to share?
No, okay. I will stop sharing. So play with this in the interim till next week.
Right. And let me share this again. Up. You should be really proud of me because this is like the first time I've actually done a PowerPoint on my own.
Right.
Okay, so anyway, so this is one of the first pages of the advisor. I don't really want to go into a lot of this, but this is how it's set up. If you look up in the left-hand corner, you're going to see something that says Leadership Library, and it lists up a bunch of resources that you can use, and you'll find them all on that website. And you use the search bar, you'll find it, or you'll find it when it says download the information, you'll actually see those titles. And that will give you things like programs and the workshops and leadership information, etc. If you look in the bottom left-hand corner, Jewels in the Crown Awards. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that is an award that's given out at every convention for outstanding programming. And I know a lot of the sisterhoods in the fabulous Florida region have earned that over the last few years. I know that because I was chair of the Jewels in the Crown 2 conventions ago, so I know that that's true. If you look up at the top right-hand corner, Standards of Leadership. Bottom corner, Sharing with Women's League. And again, that was talking about, make sure you go into the Women's League Sisterhood manage positions, and you will see information about the database. Sharing with Women's League, in order to benefit from your Women's League affiliation, it's important that Women's League has an accurate picture of your membership and chairs in your sisterhood. The easiest way to do that is via the Women's League database using the managed positions. Presidents, financial officers, data managers have access to their sisterhood database. You can name a data manager to maintain your per capita list, update your membership information, create spreadsheets, mailing labels, email lists, etc. In order to receive Women's League emails, make sure that you and your data manager keep your sisterhood database updated. And again, there's Raizel's phone number, take it down. There's Raizel's email address, which is rkessler@wlcj.org. Okay, now I'm just gonna go through this one, going to go through this one last slide, and then I'm going to have a little wrap up for today and continue next week. But what your region does for you. One of the things I want to emphasize is that every sisterhood president is on the region board. So by participating in your region, your whole sisterhood benefits. And you will get all the information about board meetings, about board region programs, about region conferences, you will get that in your weekly message that gets sent out by your region, And watch for those emails on a weekly basis. Your sisterhood has a lot to gain from your region. It will help you with assistance in building your membership. It will help you procure speakers, consulting services, which I will talk to, probably it'll be next week, writing bulletins and more. It's to your benefit to be an active member of your region board. And your team, Jeanette talked a little bit about who your team was, but it's basically your region president, Jeanette, your sisterhood support vice president, and your area directors. A member of the region team is expected to communicate with you as a sisterhood president at least every 6 to 8 weeks. And you don't have to wait for them to call you. Pick up the phone or pick up an email and contact them if you have any questions, concerns, or need help with anything. Now you have responsibilities to the region. One of them is to clear your sisterhood dates with the region calendar. And that's particularly important if you have a program, not so much just a board meeting, but a program that you want open to other people, or you want to invite some other region members to attend. You should be attending all region meetings, programs, and conferences. If you can't make it, get your executive vice president or one of your other board members to attend for you. Publicize all the region events and meetings to your sisterhood members, and encourage your sisterhood members to attend region events. Make sure when you make up your budget that you put in your budget money so that your sisterhood can help subsidize members of your sisterhood to attend region and women's league events. And then read and respond to the region email and to mail and to phone calls. Please return your phone calls and your emails on a timely basis. Now, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. We're going to stop right here for this, but I do have a couple of things I just want you to do before, let's see, stop sharing. Okay. I just have a couple of things I want you to do before we end for today, because it is after 8. We promised you only 1 hour. So I would like everybody to put 2 things into the chat for me, and I'm going to keep the chat and we're going to use that for next week's session. I want continuing sisterhood presidents to please put in the chat one challenge that you have found that you need help overcoming for your sisterhood or your synagogue or individual members or whatever, but a challenge that you have found that you really still need some help working on. And for current sisterhood members who are new, where is one area that you would like help on to help you succeed in your job as a new sisterhood president? What would you like us to help you with? And then the second thing I would like everyone to put down is, and the region officers can do this also, is what one thing do we not talk about today, or what one thing do we not discuss enough today that you would like to know more about for next week? And put those 2 things in the chat. It should only take you a couple minutes. And I'm going to keep those and I'm going to use that to help with the outline for next week. So does anyone have, you can just kind of like raise your hand or unmute if anybody has anything that's pressing now before we say goodbye.
We actually have one more person who joined us, who is one of the people you'll be working with that we mentioned, and that's Shelley. Shelley, can you just introduce yourself?
I'm busy writing my thing in the chat bar.
Okay.
No, I'll introduce myself. I'm Shelley Gross, and I am the Vice President of Education and Programming for the region. Is that good enough?
That's perfect. Okay. So they already saw your team and everybody who's on it.
Great, great. And I saw somebody, Robin had her hand raised. Robin, do you have a quick question that I might be able to get to right now? Muted. Maybe not. Anybody else?
That's my question because I just had a game day today, which was fun and it was good, but I'm in a situation where I'm with a reform and I'm conservative. And I want to be able to get more in my conservative.
So that is a real unique situation. And like I said, I'm going to get your email address. And Jeanette did say that you have a mentor or a consultant that's been assigned to you. And between you and her and me, we'll give you some ideas of how you can tackle that issue.
Deb, the chat was disabled, so whatever I was writing just went away. So I don't know if you lost some other people's also. I was in the middle of writing and it said
It was
chat
disabled. I don't know what happened, Jeanette. I was
Okay,
writing.
try again because it's showing up on mine. Linda, why don't you try typing?
It still says disabled
No,
on
it
mine.
says disabled.
Now it still says disabled.
Disable the chat. Hold on.
Vanished from mine too. I lost what I typed.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we should just email Deb.
Okay, it's back on. My fault. I
I
was
lost
trying to
it.
save the chat and I hit the wrong thing. Can
Okay,
you
so
type
just
now?
Put it in again if you can, or you can email me, or you can email Jeanette. I do want to say thank you. I know sometimes it's really hard to even find an hour to get onto a meeting, but just think that with Zoom, it's only an hour. You don't have to travel. And this hour really is going to help benefit you when you want to, it will help you succeed with your sisterhood. So just finish doing that. And I want to thank everyone for getting on today. We are going to meet again, same time next Tuesday. If you can't make it, we will still send you all the information and we will still send you the recording. But if you are here and you have co-presidents that did not make it, just ask them to please sign in, because the more people we have, the more ideas we have to flow around.
Deb, do you want to type your email in case anybody's still thinking of things that they want to email you regarding your couple questions?
I will do that. Let's see.
And remind everybody what their questions are. There was a second question as well.
Yes, well, the second question was, what did we not touch upon or not enough that you want to talk about next week? And the other is for continuing, what issue did you have or are you having that you would like some help with? And for new sisterhood presidents, what area do you feel that you need some help to be successful with? Okay. And I want to thank you all, and we'll see you next week. I'm going to send out the link. I'm going to send you out the PDF for the advisor, and you can either download it from that email or you can download it from the website. You can take a look at that, take a look at the website over the next week, and everybody have a great week.
I'm going to shut the recording off at this point, but if anybody wants to stay on, I'm going to leave it open for a little while. I just put Deb's email in there. So if you think of things after this, but you're welcome to unmute and chat for a while if you'd like. And thank you. I'll look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. And